Off a day, everybody. Welcome to KUM News Extra. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or watching on KUM TV8, we appreciate it. I've been waiting so long to do this interview because the Startup Weekend Guam exercise is now an island institution, and I have three ladies here that are graduate students, soon to be MBA. Well, you're MBA candidates now. You're soon to be holding your MBA degrees in very, very short order. We have Erica, Aubriana, and Ione. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, now we could talk about Startup Weekend Guam for like the next 2 days, and I would love to do that. But Startup Weekend is actually expanding, as I understand it. Please tell me all about that, Ione.
So now it's no longer Startup Weekend Guam, it's Startup Weekend Micronesia. And
we're going regional.
Yes, we're definitely expanding to the different islands. So actually Startup Weekend Guam started in 2014, so they've had maybe about 4 to 5 events already, and then Saipan had one in 2016, and then this year we're going to be bringing it to Chuuk, Saipan, Guam, Koh Sarai, Yap, Pohnpei, and Palau. So 7 different islands all at the same time, and we're planning just to, you know, pretty much inspire the masses at this point.
Very cool. Okay, so Aubriana, tell me about like format, because I always remember when I would participate either as a team member or as a mentor eventually with Startup Weekend Guam. It was, you have 2 days to basically form teams, formulate some sort of idea, crank it out. If you could even produce like a prototype, that was good too, and then you pitch.
Yeah, so the participants will be given 54 hours to come up with a potential startup idea, and on day 1, they will get together, they will network, and they will be brainstorming all of these cool, new and innovative startup ideas. They'll pitch it to the crowd within 60 seconds, and the crowd will then vote on the strongest of those startup ideas. On day 2, we will then support the teams by providing them with workshops, and they will be introduced to some of the best mentors within each of these islands that will help guide them and finalize their business plans for these startups, which they will have to present on day 3 to a panel of judges. And this panel of judges will be consisting of investors, co-founders, influencers in the business community, and they will then vote on the strongest startup idea.
Did you know that the lovely lady who is now our governor was previously a judge?
Yes.
Lilian Guerrero was a judge, and she was very impressed, I remember, with the team. She said, you know, we might actually fund you guys.
Yes.
We can bankroll your company.
Yes.
That's high praise from her, and she knows her stuff. Okay, so Erica, being a team member and being the winning team requires a lot of different disciplines and a lot of different skills to have and everything. You have to be good financially, you have to be very, very creative, you have to present extremely well. So what type of person typically comes into Startup Weekend Guam? Do you necessarily have to be a business major?
Oh, definitely.
And a young person?
Well, definitely not. It's open to everybody. In the past, or looking at the Google Techstars Startup Weekend that's been hosted previously, a lot of the participants come from 50% technical background, as Aubrey was mentioning, design, engineering, marketing, and then also the business aspect too. And really just anybody who has or wants to be a part of this scene of entrepreneurship and just to get the hands-on activity of what it takes to start up a business.
Okay, now I like the fact that Aubrey mentioned 54 hours. It sounds like a long time, but Ione, when you're basically under pressure, because that's a real hard deadline.
Definitely.
And it only gets harder and harder the closer you get to the finish line.
Yeah, so we want to inspire people not just to stay within the walls of the venue that we're having it at the different islands. And so, like you mentioned, a lot of pressure to build a business plan. We understand that it's not a reality to actually build a business in 3 days or 54 hours to, you know, but we also encourage the opportunity to be very creative, think out of the box. Aubrey mentioned innovation. That's something that we're shooting for. So that's what it's going to take. So we'll support the entire attendee participation.
Okay, so for people watching this right now, they're thinking, that's a great way to spend a weekend. You know, I like a good thought experiment, I like a challenge, and what do they have to bring to the table? As far as like, when they register, they have to bring their own laptop, can they bring all of their tech gear, like all their own software, or is that all provided?
We won't be able to provide the laptops. We do encourage everyone to bring anything that can help support their business idea. So anything from laptops. We are trying to also encourage sustainability. So we were also wanting to have our participants bring their own water bottles, bring their own utensils. So really encouraging sustainability. And then also we encourage everyone to bring your business cards. This is a chance to network. So we hope that we can build connections throughout this weekend.
Okay, well, Erica, I feel as if I know what the answer is going to be. I'm hoping I know what the answer is. But one of the things I've liked about Startup Weekend Guam is because, like Aubrey was saying, you bring your own water bottle, but there's a lot of food that's provided. Even though it's a challenge physically and mentally and creatively, you guys provide a lot of the fuel. The food is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that keeps you going.
Yes, well, we need to feed the participants. Well, and I'm glad that you brought that up because right now we are looking for community partnerships. And so this is it takes a village pretty much. And we are reaching out to different business organizations who can help support this movement, this initiative to bring Google Techstars Startup Weekend to not just Guam, but to the rest of the 6 islands in the Micronesia. So it will be interesting to see how the different islands come together to help facilitate this event.
I know there have been acai bowls in the past. It got really, really healthy one year. There were vegan options, but you know, you can never go wrong with like a couple cups of coffee and a nice slice of pizza.
It's true.
Yeah.
You can put together a nice financial plan if you have that. You know, you'd be surprised.
You had me at coffee.
Exactly. And you had many people out there at coffee. Okay, so we could just jump around for this one. We don't have to go in any particular order. But what of our friends throughout Micronesia, what kind of feedback have they given you about, you know, they've heard about Startup Weekend Guam, they've watched the live streams, they'd be like, man, I would love to have that like closer to me and everything. Can we please make it happen?
So in partnership with the SBDC, or the Small Business Development Centers, that's who we're partnering with to bring the Startup Weekend initiative to the outer islands. We have received very positive feedback. They're very excited to be a part of something new and something different and something bigger. You know, a lot of the feedback is we might have to consider the cultural barriers or constraints for the outer islands, like in FSM specifically, because they have chiefs, they have tribes, and we have to consider that as well. And so bringing back to the question that you asked Aubrey about bringing laptops and how are we going to provide those tools and resources for them to actually build a business plan. So one, we're not limiting participation to just students or business people. We're actually opening it up to people from walks of all life. And then two, if they don't have a laptop, then we're basically going to use those big Post-it papers that they can use and maybe do a storyboard of something that they want to bring to life, not just their ideas, but maybe something that has been in the back of their minds. They wanted to move on it, so that's something that we want to do. And then
nice.
Lastly, when you mentioned to Erica, food is, we're looking for sponsors specifically not for all of the islands, and we understand that there might not be catering options in the outer islands, so if anyone has ideas to bring some of the food that we have here on Guam to those islands as well, then we're open to discussing that as well.
Okay, ladies, we got to go, but where can people go for more information?
So you can email us at sweekendmicronesia@gmail.com or visit us on social media at SW Micronesia on Instagram, and Facebook is the Startup Weekend Micronesia.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Can't wait to see what comes out of it.
We're excited.
Okay, remember everybody, you can have all the tech in the world. You can have so much different technology products and gear. You can have everything that Apple makes. Some of the best business plans actually started out on the back of a napkin. That's the truth. And we're back after this.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals